Face-to-face politics still works in a pandemic. A group in Boulder succeeded at collecting signatures to get an issue on the ballot in November. This issue would provide free legal assistance to people who are facing eviction. But as politics guy Marshall Zellinger knows well, free always costs somebody something.
Rui Arango collected signatures with a side of hand sanitizer. It worked.
Our success is entirely because of our hardworking and dedicated volunteers who went out there during a pandemic and put their health and safety at risk to get signatures for us.
That might be the easy part. Now, no eviction without representation must convince enough Boulder voters to allow those facing eviction to get free legal help. But free means the landlord will have to pay a new $75 fee every year. And let's be real, that means you, as a renter, will pay at least $75 more every year to offset that fee.
I don't know about you, no landlord of mine has ever needed an excuse to raise my rent. If they do that, that will be a very small amount of money to pay for free legal counsel.
An eviction does not start with a tenant immediately sent to the curb. First, the tenant violates the lease, perhaps not paying rent. Then a notice is posted. Normally, you have 10 days to get into compliance, but under an emergency executive order currently in place by the governor, you have 30 days. After that, the eviction gets filed in court, and that's when you might seek out a lawyer.
90% of the evictions in Boulder County are for non-payment of rent, and an attorney present won't change the outcome of that eviction hearing.
Todd Ulrich is the president of the Boulder Area Rental Housing Association, which represents landlords and property managers.
Our membership is in favor of the outcome that's being proposed, but we're in disagreement with how we accomplish that.
Their preference is to perhaps have the landlord pay the fee each time they go to court to evict, instead of having landlords who may never try to evict pay into a program their tenants would never need.
Because of COVID-19, you might be curious about evictions right now. Even if this were to pass in November, the earliest it could take effect is May of next year, Kyle. One thing statewide, people collecting signatures could learn from this. In Boulder, they grouped with 2 other groups to collect signatures from voters at the same time. They had 3 groups. They may not have agreed with each other, but they saw a voter and said, sign all of our petitions at once, help us all out.
I kind of like that. It's like one-stop democracy. Like right over here, guys, get your democracy hot and fresh out the oven. All right. Thank you, Marshall.